We're going to bring in caller number 8. Caller number 8, hello, are you here to debate?
So, yes, I am.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to be a lot more civil than a lot of your callers here, and I do feel kind of bad that you've been getting, people that are rather jerkish, to keep it clear.
It's all good, fam. Can I just get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Yeah, so I go by Jinx. I'm 26, and I'm he, him.
And Jinx, what topic do you want to debate about today?
So, in particular, too, but I'm debating it a little differently than a lot of people have so far, because people are trying to debate the core aspects of the gender reassignment surgery rather than the age at which it starts.
Okay, what age do you think it should start?
But gender affirming care. Also, I think we should treat this like most other things in the U.S. because, well, it is a big decision. I'm not saying it's permanent or reversible, but it is a big decision. And I'm not sure children are capable of making that decision with any reasonable, articulable way of saying, well, they can make this decision. Well, why can't they do others? I really think most things, if not everything in the U.S., should be at the age of 21. Because that's when the brain stops developing or is at least mostly developed enough to make clear and rational decisions.
So partly incorrect there. The brain doesn't stop developing around 21. It just hits like a point where it's the brain never stops developing. It just hits a point where it starts preening off at 25 specifically. It starts preening off neurons that it's not using. And while I agree,
yeah, but we go 25, we lose a lot of that youth for them and a lot of their enjoyment in life, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I just don't know what is the difference between someone who's 21, like what is the functional difference in the brain between 21 and 18? I don't really see one when it comes to like someone's especially when it comes to somebody's determination on their like gender identity.
Yeah, so no, I'm in agreement on that. The only thing that's different isn't about the determination, it's about the precedent that exists. For example, I think cigarettes is a stupid idea that at 18, you can buy cigarettes, but you can't drink beer. The cigarettes are going to do way more harm to you than beer, for example.
I don't think we bar cigarettes because of. I don't think we bar cigarettes though because of any.
Go ahead.
I was saying we don't really bar cigarettes because people aren't developed yet, like brain wise, because they can't make decisions. We bar cigarettes because they'll affect your lungs.
Well, then why don't we ban them all together is the question.
I think we should, but when we try that, people get pissed off.
Oh, I agree. We're agreeing with that completely. That I think that should be outright gone. Cigarettes are horrible for you. I think most drugs should be outright gone, if not, used for their medical intent purposes. Like cigarettes actually do have a medical purpose, just not in the way that they're there. It's the tobacco and nicotine that have a medical purpose.
But what I'm just confused about. Sorry, Jinx. What I'm just confused about is if you can acknowledge that when it comes to somebody's gender identity, we typically don't see a change in what that is from when it's like pronounced at a young age to like 21, then there is the precedent that's already set around gender affirming care would be incorrect. And we should be working to fix that precedent that we already have.
So the only reason that I'm very hardline about it is because I've seen, like, we could probably both agree that, children don't make the best decisions in most cases, right? Like, we can probably agree that.
Some don't, sure.
Well, a lot of them don't. Like,
yeah,
a lot of times,
some don't, yeah.
Especially kids who die from accidents and things like that are usually self-inflicted accidents. I can't quote an exact study. That's just been my experience with what I've, come to know, come to hear. I'm not talking.
Isn't the most?
I'm talking like.
Isn't the like what is the current number one reason for the death of kids right now?
I couldn't quote you, man. As I said, I haven't done that research directly, but if I had to hazard a guess, I wouldn't say suicide. I'd say it's probably up there pretty close, though.
Let's see. It is firearm-related injury. So gun deaths are the leading cause of death in children.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, that's nuts too. And I also agree that, there's definitely things that we can do better. And I'm not here to debate that point of things, and I know we're not on that topic at all. The major thing that I'm trying to point here is that if we have a precedent here in the U.S. for important or life-altering decisions being set, and some of the more dangerous ones, like, for example, we can agree that, drunk driving is a terrible thing, and et cetera, et cetera. That's why the age of alcohol was supposed to be at 21, supposed to be because of that. Whether that's the real reason, I couldn't tell you. I don't trust most politicians or lawmakers as far as I can throw them.
But I'm sorry, what precedent are you saying? It seems like you're just doing a slippery slope fallacy. You're saying if we do this,
no,
we're going to see a big negative because it's going to set a bad precedent.
So,
but you can't demonstrate to me what that.
I'm not saying that it's going to set a bad precedent. What I'm saying is that the precedent was already set for life-altering decisions and things like that. I'm thinking that while we have that precedent,
I would disagree.
We should maintain
I would disagree.
it.
We let children. Hold on. I would disagree with this. We let kids give birth if they get pregnant. That's a life-altering decision that they're able to make.
And that one I could really go back and forth on with you on that one, because there's cases where it is and cases where it isn't okay. Like
no. But I'm saying legally, you are always allowed to give birth at whatever age you get pregnant. The government's not going to force you to have an abortion. So this is a life-altering decision. So you're saying the precedent is made for life-altering decisions, but no, it's not. There's precedent in the complete opposite direction. That is as well.
So here's the tricky part on that one, because the actual act of making the child before the age of, I believe it's in the lowest in the U.S. is 13, is illegal because they don't have the.
I'm not talking about the act of making a child. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about giving birth.
I don't know, but I'm saying, like, we're talking about aftermath of the decision that was made, because the actual decision was to have sex. Now, whether or not to keep the baby is still a decision as well. Yes, and I agree with that too. The problem. So
what I'm saying is, wait. What I'm saying. Okay, so it's okay if a parent makes certain life-altering decisions for their children. I would agree with this.
Not for. With.
Well, no.
I want
okay.
With instead of for.
Wait. Okay. So it's okay for a parent to make certain life-altering decisions with their children. Gender-affirming care.
Yes, that is one of them. I was going to circle back to. That was the point I was going to circle back to. What I was trying to do is set the precedent for the
then I don't know
themselves making the decision on their own.
That doesn't happen in any instance of gender-affirming care.
I can't say it doesn't, because I actually have a friend. This is personal experience here. I actually have a friend.
Your friend got medical care.
Started them on.
Wait. Your friend got medical care without consent of their parents.
Yes.
What specific medical care was your friend given?
They were specifically given puberty blockers.
Your friend was given puberty blockers by your school without their parents' consent.
Yep.
Bullshit. Schools can't even prescribe you Tylenol. What's below? There's
and yet
Jinx.
It's insane. I know.
Jinx, there is no instance in which I will believe this without some sort of evidence. You're telling me a school gave your friend drugs without their parents' consent. This is illegal.
Without their parents' knowledge, let alone consent.
This is illegal.
I'm aware. There's actually a case out on it.
Okay, do you have any information on it? So it's been in the news?
They're keeping it closed right now. I'm being honest. They're keeping it closed right now. So I'm not giving names of the person. I'm not giving anything like that. This is just because it is closed. They don't want it to go further than that because there might be a plea deal involved in this stuff. It's ongoing right now. But tricky.
I'm
So
sorry. I don't believe that this happened. I'm sorry. I don't believe a
it's
school
fine.
prescribed
No, I'm saying
medication
I'm
without a
gonna.
parent's consent. It's just
I will.
unless
I'll
I'm
let you not
given
believe it. Like I can't force you to believe it.
unless I'm given
I can't force you to believe it.
yeah, literally unless I'm given something like that shows that there's an open lawsuit or an open criminal case, because like again, this is illegal. Everybody at the school would go to jail.
That's what's being fought right now. But
even if this
that's what
happened,
I'm saying.
even if this happened though, it's illegal.
It's an outlier, and I'm agreeing.
No, it's not just that it's an
legal, and
outlier.
it's an outlier.
It's illegal. So it has nothing. When I talk about gender affirming care, I talk of it in the legal aspect of providing care, not in a like. Sure, I could go to the doctor, get a bunch of puberty blockers, and then hand them out to kids on the street, right? But this isn't what Jet's not gender affirming care. That's just I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe medical stuff. That's just some random weirdo on the street. Like where did the school get these drugs from? Where did how did the school write up? Does the school go through insurance? None of this story is making sense.
Okay. I can run the steps if you want me to run the steps at the very least.
I just
because
don't.
She was over the age of 13. It was considered mental health. They fell under mental health care rather than falling under physical health care. With mental health care in certain states, including the one I'm in, a kid at the age of 13 can make decisions for their own mental health without informing their parents. All they have to do is go to a psychiatrist who can refer them to a psychologist.
Wait. So it wasn't a school. It was a psychiatrist
who
referred them to a psychologist.
It was a school psychologist.
And the school psychologist referred them to a
psychiatrist without reaching out to their parents, by the way.
What state is this?
Now, while that is... So, Alabama, to be honest. I got a Maine number that was from years ago. It's where my family grew up, and I was originally born there. So, Alabama. In Alabama, you're allowed to make mental health decisions at the age of 13.
In Alabama, as of October 1st, 2025, a child under the age of 16 cannot consent to mental health services without a parent or guardian. A new law changed the age of consent for most medical mental health services from 14 to 16. So it was 14, now it's 16.
Yeah. So I'll admit, I'm probably a little off.
What the fuck is Alabama doing?
But still,
but hold on. Still, the school didn't give her any gender affirming care. The school referred her to a doctor.
It should be the responsibility. It should be the responsibility if it's a school psychiatrist.
Wait. I'm not disagreeing with any of that, unless somebody were to tell me it's parents in Alabama. I might slightly disagree because you never know. I don't want the child to go home and risk getting their ass beat.
That's fair.
But all I'm saying is, it wasn't the school providing medical care. The medical care was being provided by a medical care professional. Now, we can have a conversation if what that medical care professional did was legal or illegal. That's a whole different story. Okay. But the school did not provide any medical care.
Again, so I was personally trying to overarch things because the case is against the school. It's not against the medical professional. And I was trying to overarch things to try and keep as many of these details that are still confidential and still in the courts because she's fighting it as an adult going back at the school.
I'm sorry, how old is she now?
It is still within the statute of limitations. Currently, she is 24.
And this happened, 10 years ago, in 2015, 2014, this school... Okay, the holes just keep holing, Jinx.
It's fine if they keep holing, man. I'm trying to keep as much of this as I can. I'm trying to respect people's privacy here without giving out names, without giving out exact schools, without giving out.
Just seems like if your goal is, it just seems like if your goal is a settlement or your goal is to get repercussions, I don't know why you wouldn't take your story public. Whatever, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, though, none of this has anything to do with what you told me were your objections to gender affirming care.
No, so
that's one of the things I was trying to circle to, and we kind of got sidetracked on this. And if you look back, I did try and say I was trying to circle to this.
Okay.
Is that I am not in disagreement with children with their parents in the picture, with it being done with the care of adults and with informed decisions being made. I'm not against that.
Okay, well, that is
I'm
gender
against the
affirming care
uninformed
then. So you're not
decisions
against
or the
gender affirming care.
subversion of it.
Okay, well, you're not against gender affirming care. So there's not much for us to continue the debate about because you're not against what
That's
I'm
perfectly
claiming
fair.
we should be doing.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair, man. And I was coming into this with the assumption that you were on the other side of that spectrum that I've heard people be on. Keep that. I don't know too much about your channel. I'm sort of new to your channel, so I don't know your exact stance on it. I didn't get a chance to hear your exact stance on it.
I've never heard.
That's what I was coming in for.
Me personally, I've never heard someone be on the side of children should get medical care without their parents' consent. I've never heard it, but I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I've never heard it.
I have. If you go into the very far, it's more the extremist side of the LGBTQ plus community, you'll start seeing people talking about it, seeing people pointing to it and saying that there shouldn't be any involvement of the parents because it should be solely the child's decision. And then the age range keeps getting debated.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that I exist in far left spaces and I've never heard this argument, but that's fine.
It's fine. All right, but yeah, I can agree on a lot of things, so I'm going to let you go so you can get another caller.
Alrighty, Jinx, you have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Hey, thank you all for watching this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jovan Bradley. I'm a leftist content creator who does debates, political commentary, gaming, and more. If this is your first video, thanks for sticking to the end, and I hope you subscribe. I post videos daily, and there are hundreds of past debates on my page for you to enjoy. Thank you to all of my YouTube members. Your continued support helps me create as much as I can. Consider joining. A membership starts at $2.99 and gets you access to our community Discord, early access to videos, and more. Shout out to my Tier 4 members, Ovaltine, Sylvia Snow, Bamji, Emery Imogene, Ayla Ursus, Zurith Moonpaw, Vel, Kelsey K, Jake Gorshander, Matthew Holloway, Kazim, Vampy, Yemye, and Dragon Nerd. Your continued support goes a long way to me continuing the fight for equity, justice, and education. Thank you again for watching.